Amina stood in front of the mirror, admiring herself in her wedding dress. She smiled. This was the life she had always wanted: wealth, luxury, and a powerful husband. Her three closest friends surrounded her, adjusting her veil and jewelry. "Amina, you are the luckiest girl in this world," Zainab exclaimed, clapping her hands excitedly. "Marrying Chief Udoka, a whole billionaire. Ah, some of us are still waiting for small small love. But you hit the jackpot," Kemi teased, laughing. "See how rich people's life is sweet. A private jet took you for shopping in Dubai last month. My sister, your life has changed forever," Ngozi added. Amina chuckled, flipped her hair. "My dear, do you think I will suffer in this life? Never. Poverty and I are not friends." Zainab touched her shoulder. "But you love him, right?" Amina rolled her eyes. "Love? Abeg. Love cannot pay bills, my dear. Money is love. Money is peace of mind." Her friends burst into laughter. "True talk. When money is in the marriage, even love will come by force," Kemi said, winking. The wedding was grand, with plenty of food, music, and dancing. Amina smiled at Chief Udoka whenever people looked, but deep inside she only cared about the wealth. That night, after the ceremony, Amina stepped into the bedroom, still smiling from all the praises she received. She was about to remove her jewelry when she noticed something strange. Chief Udoka was sitting on the bed, dressed in a night robe. But beneath the robe, Amina saw something shocking: an adult napkin wrapped around his waist. Her eyes widened. "What? What is this?" she asked, stepping back. Chief Udoka looked at her calmly. "My love, there is something I need to tell you." Amina held her chest. "Tell me what?" Udoka sighed. "I have a medical condition. I cannot control my bowel movement, so I wear this to manage it." Amina stared at him, her mouth open. "Wait, so you," she pointed at the napkin, "you pull inside that thing?" Udoka nodded slowly. "It's not my fault, Amina. I was born like this." Amina burst into laughter. But it was not a happy laugh. It was a bitter, sarcastic one. Wait. You mean to tell me that I just married a grown man who still pulls on himself?" She covered her face. "God, why me?" Udoka looked hot. "I thought you loved me." Amina threw her hands up. "Love? Ah, who did I offend in this life? I thought I married a billionaire, not a baby in a billionaire's body." Udoka sighed deeply. "Amina, it's late. We can talk about this in the morning." But Amina wasn't done. "Talk about what? This is not what I signed up for. You should have told me before this wedding. Do you know how embarrassing this is?" Udoka looked down. "I didn't tell you because I was afraid you wouldn't marry me." Amina scoffed. "You are right. If I knew, I would have run away. Run far away. Ah, so now I'll be cleaning a grown man's mess. God forbid." Udoka remained silent. He had expected this reaction, but it still hurt. Amina hissed loudly and turned away, shaking her head. "This is not happening. This is not happening to me." That night she slept facing the other side of the bed, her mind racing with regret. The next morning, Amina woke up feeling irritated. She turned to look at Chief Udoka, who was still asleep. The sight of the adult napkin made her blood boil. She got out of bed angrily and stormed into the bathroom. As she brushed her teeth, she muttered, "What kind of nonsense is this? A whole billionaire, yet I am married to a baby. God, why me?" Minutes later, she walked back into the room and saw Udoka sitting up. He smiled weakly. "Good morning, my love." Amina folded her arms. "Good morning? What is good about the morning?" Udoka sighed. "Amina, I know this is not easy for you, but please, try to understand me." Amina scoffed. "Understand? What is there to understand? That my husband is a full-grown man wearing napkins like a baby? That I now have to clean you up after?" "No, Chief Udoka, I do not understand." Udoka's eyes turned sad. "I have lived with this condition all my life. It's painful when the person I love speaks to me this way." Amina clapped her hands dramatically. "Ah, so now you want to use emotional blackmail on me? Look, Chief Udoka, let's not deceive ourselves. If not for your money, do you think I would be here?" Udoka's face fell. "So, you don't love me?" Amina rolled her eyes. "Love? Please, let's not waste time talking about love. I came here for a better life, not to be a babysitter for a billionaire." Udoka looked away, pain written all over his face. "I thought marriage was about standing by each other." Amina laughed sarcastically. "Stand by you? You are standing on top of money, and that is the only thing I am standing by. Udoka sighed heavily and stood up. I see. I just pray one day you will change. Amina scoffed. Keep praying. Meanwhile, when are you sending me shopping? I need new clothes. Udoka just shook his head and walked away. That afternoon, Chief Udoka's younger sister Amaka and some family members came to visit. As soon as Amina heard the gate open, her attitude changed. She rushed to the bathroom, fixed her hair, and ran to Udoka's side. My love, do you need anything? She asked sweetly. Udoka looked at her surprised. Just this morning she was shouting at him. Now she was acting like a caring wife. Before he could reply, Amaka walked in and smiled. Ah, my beautiful wife, Amina. How are you taking care of my brother? Amina placed a soft hand on Udoka's shoulder and smiled. Ah, my sister, your brother is my king. I love and respect him so much. Udoka looked at her confused. Was this the same woman who called him a burden this morning? Amaka clapped her hands happily. Ah, I am so happy, Amina. You are truly a blessing to this family. Amina smiled sweetly. Thank you, my dear sister. I will do anything to make my husband happy. Just then, Udoka's uncle spoke up. We are really proud of you, Amina. Many women would not stay, but you are here standing by him. Amina smiled, pretending to wipe a tear from her eye. Uncle, marriage is for better or worse. I will never leave my husband no matter what. Udoka watched her closely. His heart was heavy because he knew the truth. Amaka reached for Amina's hands. May God bless you, my dear. I pray your marriage will be long and happy. Amina nodded quickly. Amen, my sister. Amen. As soon as the visitors left, Amina's smile disappeared. She stood up, folded her arms, and looked at Udoka. I hope you are happy. I just did a full acting job for you. Udoka sighed. Why do you pretend in front of people? Amina hissed. Look, I am only protecting my reputation. Nobody must know that I regret this marriage. Udoka looked at her sadly. One day, the truth will come out. Amina smiled. Until then, let's keep playing happy family. Udoka shook his head, knowing that the day of truth was coming soon. That night, after the visitors left, Amina was in the bedroom scrolling through her phone. Chief Udoka sat quietly on the bed, deep in thought. He finally spoke. Amina, do you really hate being married to me? Amina didn't look up from her phone. What do you think? Udoka sighed. I thought marriage was supposed to be about love, patience, and understanding. Amina said, that's for people who married for love. Me, I married for comfort. Udoka looked hot. But I treat you well. I give you everything you want. Amina put her phone down and smiled. Exactly. That's why I am still here. If not for your money, I would have left long ago. Udoka's heart broke. Amina, you are my wife. You vowed to stand by me. Amina rolled her eyes. Please don't stress me with vows. Just make sure my account is credited in the morning. Udoka closed his eyes in pain. Days passed, and Amina's cruelty grew worse. Every time Udoka soiled himself, she would lash out. One afternoon, Udoka called for help. Amina, please, I need you. Amina hissed and folded her arms. I am not your maid, Chief Udoka. This is too much. How can a grown man be doing this? Udoka looked at her with pleading eyes. Amina, you are my wife. I need your support. Amina sneered. I didn't sign up to be a caregiver. If I had known, I would have married your money and left you behind. Udoka lowered his head, fighting back tears. One evening, Udoka's younger sister Amaka came to visit again. Amina saw her car through the window and quickly changed her attitude. She rushed to Udoka, wiped his face, and held his hand. My love, do you need anything? Should I get you water? Udoka stared at her, confused. Amaka walked in and smiled. Oh, look at my lovely brother and his sweet wife. Amina smiled sweetly. Sister, your brother is my word. I will do anything for him. Udoka wanted to speak, but Amina squeezed his hand tightly, signaling him to keep quiet. Amaka beamed. God bless you, Amina. You are truly a good wife. Udoka just sighed. Amaka stayed in the house for 2 weeks and noticed something strange. Udoka was always quiet, and his eyes looked sad. One evening, she asked Amina, my dear, is everything okay? Udoka seems different. Amina faked a worried look. Oh, sister, he's just stressed. But don't worry, I take very good care of him. Amaka nodded but felt something was off. That night, she started paying closer attention. One night, thinking Amaka was asleep, Amina shouted at Udoka again. I hate this marriage. You are a burden. I wish I never married you. Udoka sighed. Amina, why do you say such hurtful things? Amina folded her arms. Because it's the truth. Do you know how disgusting it is to be cleaning you up? Udoka looked down ashamed. What Amina didn't know was that Amaka was awake, listening behind the door. The next morning, Amaka acted normal, but deep inside, she was fuming. She watched Amina smile at Udoka in public, but insulted him in private. She decided to gather proof. Amaka invited their mother over without telling Amina. When the mother arrived, Amina's fake attitude returned. She rushed to Doc and kissed his forehead. My love, see who is here. Their mother smiled. Amina, I am so happy you are taking good care of my son. Amina beamed. Mama, I love your son so much. He is my heart. Udoka remained silent, knowing the truth. That night, their mother and Amaka decided to test Amina. They pretended to leave the house. As soon as they were gone, Amina dropped her fake heart. She turned to Udoka. Finally, your family is gone. I can rest from all this nonsense. Udoka sighed. Amina, must you always be like this? Amina hissed. Abeg, I have managed enough. How long will I be cleaning up after you? Unknown to her, their mother and Amaka were hiding and listening. The next morning, their mother called a family meeting. Amina, we heard everything last night. Amina's face turned white. Mama, I don't understand. Amaka pulled out her phone. I recorded everything. Should I play it? Amina's heart started racing. Wait, let's talk about this. Udoka looked at her with tears in his eyes. You never loved me, you only loved my money. Their mother's voice was firm. Amina, you have no place in this family anymore. Amina fell to her knees. Mama, please forgive me. Their mother shook her head. Leave before I call the guards. Udoka stood up, finally finding his strength. Amina, pack your things and leave my house. Amina burst into tears. Udoka, please, don't do this. Where will I go? Udoka looked at her one last time. Maybe you should have thought about that before treating me this debt. Amaka called the guards, escort her out. Amina screamed and begged, but it was too late. As Amina walked out of the mansion with just her handbag, she looked back one last time. She had lost everything. The cars, the luxury, the rich life, all gone in the blink of an eye. Udoka stood by the window, watching her leave. A tear rolled down his cheek, but his heart felt lighter. Amina had finally faced the consequences of her wickedness, and Udoka, he was finally free. Please, in life, know how you treat people. Thanks for watching my video. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't, in order to get notified when we upload our subsequent videos.